So, tell us a little bit about your daughter and the reasons you sought LearningRx for help with some of the struggles she was having.
Sure. My daughter Katie is 12. She's
Yeah.
a 7th grader this year at Henley Middle School. And we began noticing in 6th grade particularly that she was really starting to struggle in school. Things that used to come, we thought came easily to her, seemed to be much more difficult. Anything regarding memorization, anything regarding sort of planning and organization, multiple step problems became difficult. We thought initially it was a transition to middle school, but it didn't seem to get better. And one of the things we noticed was just the level of frustration that she was feeling was just so heightened. Every night was a homework struggle. I almost dreaded coming home from work because I knew that it was going to be tears and gnashing of teeth, and it was just going to be difficult. I knew it. And I just noticed her confidence level all around, not only in school, but also with peers, and just tackling tasks at home was really diminished.
Yeah.
And we didn't notice it in any one content area, so we didn't see that it was, particularly math or science that was the issue. My husband and I did a little research, and we learned about LearningRx. We actually heard about you on the radio.
Oh, good.
And we learned about LearningRx and did a little research and came in and decided that this would probably help her.
And what did the assessment show?
Well, the assessment showed that she really struggled in memory, her long-term memory, her processing speed, and also some of her reading issues were a problem. And that surprised me because Katie's always been in advanced classes in elementary school, always gotten A's and B's. What I found through working with you all is that she had learned to compensate, but you get to a point where the load is so big that you can't compensate anymore, and that really started to break down for her in 6th grade.
So she enrolled in our 24-week program.
Yes.
Our READ program. And what was her experience like here?
Well, initially I thought we were going to have a tough sell with Katie because it is quite a commitment. 3 days a week was quite a commitment with all of her other activities. And, she really didn't balk. She met her trainer, loved her trainer. Katie is wonderful.
Yeah.
Katie is her trainer as well. And she established a really good rapport. I think Katie also saw this as a way to improve because she was frustrated.
Yeah.
So even though there were some days where it was difficult after a long day of school and writing to come in and do LearningRx, all in all, we didn't have much kickback. She really enjoyed coming. And I think as she progressed through the program and saw improvement, that gave her extra incentive to come.
Good.
So it was an all-around good experience.
So what specific improvements have you seen since being in the program and finishing the program?
Yeah, it's kind of like night and day. And, as you're going through, you're seeing small improvements all along. And then when you kind of finish, you step back. When I had to write a little letter to her about the improvements I've seen, just to kind of reflect on where we were to where we are now, it's really striking.
Yeah.
Katie is a confident child again. She is really confident, not only in school, but in her extracurricular activities, her riding, her friends, her equestrian activities are very important to her.
Sure.
And she finds that it's easier to learn the courses and to keep in mind the things that she needs to do after the program. So that's been a big plus. No more homework struggles, or very few homework struggles. Let me say it that way. She can now tackle tasks, multi-step tasks. It was interesting. She had a long-term project due, and I was very proud of her. On her own, she sat down. She planned the steps that she was going to take. She planned her schedule as to how she was going to accomplish it, and she did it. So at school, we've definitely seen improvement. In her interim grade, she had all A's and 1B, which was fantastic.
That's great.
And the B was in math, which is her hardest subject.
Sure.
But she really is confident. The level of frustration is down. We don't argue anymore about school and homework, which is a huge plus.
And we're not even in the behavioral modification business, but we see behavior as one of the improvements.
Yeah. Absolutely. Just with friends, I've noticed, where she was starting to feel, I think, of course they all feel that in middle school. I think girls, that's kind of kind of normal to feel a little unsure of yourself. But I've just seen a new confidence in her.
That's
the ability
great.
to plan, the ability to remember. We recently moved, and I was really impressed with how she was able to, without much assistance, go through her stuff, pack her stuff, figure out what she was going to, keep and donate, and just was really organized. Good. And really confident about her ability to do things. And so I've been incredibly pleased and impressed with the program.
Well, we certainly enjoyed our time with Katie, and we thank you for sharing her with us.
Thank you.